Deputy Pat Casey.
Thank you, Les Carla. The current tenant purchase scheme introduced by the previous government in January, I believe, has only received 73 approvals countrywide to date. The reason given for excluding the Part 5 houses from the tenant purchase scheme was to ensure that the purpose of the Part 5, that is to have social housing stock or a financial contribution available in private housing developments, would not be reduced. But yet, the logic of that reason was to be followed. We would not even have a tenant purchase scheme at all. Now, there is a separate debate to be had about the sale and reduction of the limited social housing stock we currently have, but that indeed is for another day. What is not sensible or appropriate public policy, however, is for the government to cherry-pick which tenants get the chance to purchase their homes, while other tenants are frozen out of the possibility of owning their home. It should be obvious that equality of treatment must be at the heart of government policy across all areas, in particular in relation to housing. A functioning republic is correctly assessed on equality before the law of all citizens. Public policy on housing must be transparent and fair. It should have been obvious from the previous Fianna Gael government that their tenant purchase scheme was not. But since they didn't, Fianna Fáil will honour our duty to the people who put us here, and this bill reflects that. There were previous versions of the tenant purchase scheme in local authority systems. Indeed, in Wicklow, the monies received were known as internal capital receipts and were used to fund other housing-related activities, such as refurbishment. The extension of the tenant purchase scheme to all who have the capacity would increase monies available to local authorities to reinvest in their housing stock. So from a financial perspective, this is also a no-brainer. It is a simple bill, a one-page, equality-based proposal. I cannot for the life of me think of a single reason to oppose this bill, even from a political perspective of the government. In fact, considering that this is a new Dail, which hopefully a more pragmatic and inclusive approach to policy formulation, I ask the Minister to convince his colleagues to support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Casey. Deputy Chamber.